Hello, good afternoon, everybody. It's Monday, 12 o'clock. That means it is time for Car Confessions. This is episode number 9. Today I'll be talking about an article that I came across, and I chose this article, oddly enough, it's called 10 Confessions of a Car Salesperson. Somebody sent this to me in one of my groups, and I looked at it and researched it online. About 5 minutes into my research, I saw that there were 3 articles titled the same way. All 3 were titled had the same title, and were very, very similar as far as the verbiage. 2 were actually identical in every way, shape, or form. 2 different authors, and I think it was 2 or 3 years apart. So I found that interesting as well. Obviously, these were written by somebody who's had a bad experience, or former car salespeople that just couldn't make it in the industry, or didn't want to work hard enough to make it in the industry. So, 10 confessions of a car salesperson. Number 1 is they read you like a book. Article states that I don't care what anybody says verbally. If they pull on our lot, they might say they're not ready to buy, but that's not true. In reality, there is some truth to the statement, with everything being listed online on the internet now. Back in the day, the average dealership visit was, I believe, 7.2, 7.4 dealerships. Now it's around 1.3, 1.4 dealerships visited by people that are actively shopping and looking to purchase. So, I mean, there is some truth to that, but as salespeople, at least professional salespeople, we are trained to do this. We are trained to read you, because not only do we want to make sure we're finding you the right vehicle, but we want to, just blow you out of the water with your experience with us and our dealership. Number 2 is they're speaking in code to one another. Yes, about you. Article states that, there's certain slang terms used for, whether it be for customers or for salespeople. And in reality, there are these terms used. They are not used within earshot of people. Like a term for an up is a customer that drives onto the lot. Now these terms are slang. They're not negative. But that is one example, because that's what the term is used for. And a true professional, and you'll hear me reference that a lot in this episode, a professional salesperson will never use those, never refer to you by any of these slang terms. They will only refer to you by your name, Mr., Mrs., how, sir, ma'am. That's how you'll recognize a true professional. True professional will also not tolerate somebody using these slang terms within earshot of their customers, because of the negative connotation that it carries. Moving on to number 3, the article shows that they believe there is no difference between a new car and a new puppy. When a customer appears to be on the fence about buying, dealerships will send a car home overnight. The idea behind it, when their friends and neighbors make a big deal over it, they have no choice but to buy it. That's a direct quote from the article. Reality is, some dealerships do this, not all of them. Ultimately, it's ultimately to help the buyer make a decision. It's not to force them, push them to make a decision, because ultimately some people need to think about it overnight. But not too many dealerships like this, because the customer may not be qualified, or they can't decide if that's the vehicle they want, because it may not be the right vehicle. So we're not going to force a vehicle onto somebody that's not right for them, their family, their lifestyle, or their situation. Number 4 is their coworkers are cutthroat. The article states that car salespeople have brutal tactics. They use an example of a salesperson being off. One of your coworkers tells your loyal customer you've been fired or no longer with the dealership, so they can sell that person and keep the commission. Reality is, are there people like this? Yes. I've worked at 2 different dealerships. I have run into that at the first dealership that I worked at, and he was one of the stereotypical salespeople that would do whatever was in his best interest, not the buyers, not the customers. There's a lot of people that have a sales buddy or sales partner, because you're not off the same days of the week, or if you're on vacation. That way you fill them in on what's going on, who's coming in, what they're potentially looking at, and they help that customer when they come in, or make sure that when that customer comes in, they know about it and can help you take care of it, and then you reciprocate that, or give part of the commission to them, whatever you guys work out. But not every salesperson is like that. Many of us, like I said, that are the professionals, will have that set up, already organized, so that the customer, there's no ball drop. The customer is taken care of seamlessly. Number 5 is they keep their eyes on the prize. Article states that sometimes inventory sits and doesn't sell. If this is the case, managers offer salespeople incentives to sell the car no matter what. This results in salespeople showing you what they want to sell you, not what you're interested in buying. Does this happen? The shorter answer is yes. There are incentives from time to time of vehicles that sit, may not just be a popular vehicle or a popular trim level, and they have to sit. What the article doesn't go into detail and doesn't mention is that the longer it sits, the lower the price gets, which means the lower the profit and the commission. So you'll end up getting paid, varies by dealership, $100 mini commission on a deal that took you who knows how long to do. So they will pay different incentives and spiffs. But a true professional will listen to what you have to say, ask you the right questions that tailor to your life and your lifestyle, family, and will show you options. If you came in to look at a specific vehicle, they will show you that. Now, if that vehicle doesn't fit what you're telling that salesperson, they may give you an alternative, but ultimately it's up to the customer to make that buying decision. Number 6, despite the fun and games, they're not rolling in the dough. Article goes on to say the average salesperson they polled for 2012. This article was written in 2017, so I don't know why they didn't look for something a little bit newer. Salary in 2012 was $45,000. We're not paid to stand there 12 hours a day and not sell. And if I work a whole week and don't sell anything, I make nothing. Now, this varies by dealership, but the reality is some dealerships offer a draw to offset this. Usually works out to minimum wage. At least at the dealerships I've worked at and experienced. And I found a newer statistic, 2016, the nationwide average was $53,000. Now that sounds nice, but you have to remember that being commission-based, you're taxed higher, so your take-home isn't as much as somebody else that would be making the equivalent. Number 7, in fact, they may owe their boss money. This ties into number 6. If a salesperson has a dry spell, some dealerships let you draw against your your commission, and then you just pay back. It's called in the bucket. And depending on how many months you have a dry spell, you may rack up $4,000 or $5,000, and that's going to be difficult to pay back. And the article says the best thing that you can do at that point is just quit. Well, now there are some dealerships out there. I haven't worked for any of them. Again, just off my experience and some of my fellow salespeople that I've reached out and talked to. This may happen, varies by salesperson. Usually they're the newer ones who don't know anybody, don't have anybody established, and aren't really looking to do much work. So if you're lazy, if you're looking to collect a paycheck and not actually put some work and some effort into it, this isn't the business for you. There is going to be some work involved. There's going to be some long hours involved. And if this isn't going to work for you and you don't want to put forth the effort, by all means, please stay out of the business and don't give the rest of us that want to be here and truly enjoy helping people a bad stereotype and negative connotation. Number 8, lots of movement on the lot. Must be a slow day. What the article talks about here is one strategy for luring customers is to shake up the lot, is what they refer to. This means rotating inventory around so it looks like you've been busy, because they quote, action creates reaction. And they also mention in here that there's also an unspoken rule that balloons sell cars. You'll see a lot of balloons on vehicles, the hazards flashing with signs in the hood with the hoods open. I've seen some of this. I've been a part of this at one of the dealerships that I did. Ultimately, there was no benefit from it. People will just see that the inventory that was on the front row is now at the back, and what was in the back is up front. And balloons. You'll hear a lot of people joke that balloons sell cars. In fact, they don't. Salespeople sell cars and put their customers in better situations, better vehicles. And like I said, I participated in this before. We didn't sell any more shaking up the lot and putting balloons out than we did before we did any of that. And with the dealership that I'm currently working for, we haven't done any of that, and we continue to outsell the other dealers in town consistently, month in, month out. Number 9, this job is going the way of the dodo. The article references 2015, more than 1 million Americans worked at car dealerships. Thanks to the internet, people now walk into dealerships with their minds already made up. They no longer need or want to hear your sales pitch. That's fine and nice if people think that. Ultimately, we're not McDonald's, we're not Taco Bell. We're not here to take your order, take your money, and say, here you go, send you on down the road. Because we have a job to do. When you come onto the dealer, the lot, be expected to have questions asked of you. Who you are, what you do, your hobbies, your family, your lifestyle, because there may be something that we know about the vehicle that you're looking at that may not work for your lifestyle, for your hobbies or activities, and we will give you an alternative for that, because we may have a better idea of what type of vehicle would work. So we're not order takers. We do our due diligence. We're here to help you, work for you, and like I keep referencing, put you in a better situation, because we have a job to do. We're not just going to say, oh, you like the Explorer? Okay, well, let's go do paperwork. You may not like how it drives. You may not like how it handles, how it parks. Some people don't like that it's bigger than the car that they are currently driving, and it's harder to park, so they're out. Finally, number 10, bad reputations sting more than you think. The article referenced a poll of salespeople, car salespeople were ranked some of the least honest, least unethical professionals in America, just above Congress, who oddly enough ranked last in this poll. That stigma hurts job performance because salespeople feel they're being judged, which translates into not trying as hard because they think they've already lost the sell. So, reality of that, people being judged by the stereotypical car salesperson because of a past experience that they've had, or stories that they've heard from other people. You will be able to recognize whether or not your car salesperson is a true professional by how they greet you, how they walk up to you, overall by their attitude. Are they happy? Are they peppy? Do they have a smile on their face? And their overall knowledge of the vehicle. So a true professional will always ask you relevant questions about you, your family, your lifestyle, so we can find the vehicle for you and not just flip a coin and pick one. So there you have it. 10 reasons, or 10 confessions of a car salesperson. As I mentioned, I chose that article because there was 3 articles, same title. 2 were 100% identical, written a couple years apart. I don't know who they're fooling. Maybe some people don't do research, but that's why I'm doing this podcast, so you guys know what's going on, to debunk articles such as these and educate you as best I can on everything that I find, everything that I come across. And as I mentioned, this job can be very, very fulfilling and can be very rewarding, both financially, but as well as helping people and assisting people. I've helped high school students get their first car, help college grads get their first purchase on their own, and they are just pumped and they are excited. They did it on their own. I've helped new families. Recently, I just helped a family update from a car to an SUV to better suit their family needs. I've helped elderly folks on the other end of that are downsizing and getting into something a little bit more economical, little bit smaller, because they just don't drive. They just don't have the need for all the space and all the storage available. So it's one of the best jobs that I have ever had. I love this job. I love what I do. I love helping people out, and ultimately I want to help as many people as I can out, because that's what I want to do. I help you out, put you in a better situation. So by all means, leave me some comments. Hit that thumbs up. Show me that you like what I'm doing, like what I'm trying, and tell me about your experiences. Tell me what you've heard. Tell me, if you have questions on a new vehicle, whether it's something that I sell or you've seen somewhere else. By all means, please give me a call, Matt Johnson, 620-794-1032, or visit mattjohnsonsales.com and email me through there. But thank you guys for watching, and thank you for leaving the comments, smashing that thumbs up button, and I will see y'all next week. Take care, guys.